we're going to be learning about chaotic Chloes. Ariana Grande fits the role perfectly. You're in your journey of becoming your own dream girl, of becoming a high value woman, of becoming her. I need you to use this video to check yourself, to also check the people around you. Who are the women that are surrounding you at this moment? They have their lives put together. Do you have your own life put together? Let's find out. If you're new here, my name is Carla. Welcome to Carla's Corner. In this corner, my ladies have the 3 B's: beauty, booty, and brains. Let's get into today's episode. A disclaimer, this is not to throw shade at any woman. No. Because we like to use wisdom, we learn from people's mistakes instead of creating and making the same mistakes as our ancestors or as our elders. So please don't listen to me with your triggers. Have your hearts and ears open. Let's go ahead and answer the first question. What is a chaotic Chloe, and why is Ariana Grande the perfect fit? Chaotic Chloe is literally woman that doesn't have her life put together. Every area of her life. Because remember, the way that you do one thing is the way that you do everything. This isn't to say that life needs to be perfect, because you and I both know that life is messy. Not what I'm saying here. Saying here is that you decide intentionally to not live a life of self-awareness, intention. Chaotic Chloe, in constant competition because she has no sense of self. There's no self-esteem. She's always looking for a dopamine hype, or a release of dopamine. In this case, we see it perfectly with Ariana Grande because she has the same behavior. She likes to take other women's men away from them just for entertainment. Why? She's not full within herself. She's one of the most successful pop musicians. Has the fame, the beauty, talent. That isn't enough for her. Obviously, I'm not Ariana Grande. I can't say why she's not completely fulfilled. People continuously make mistakes over and over and over again, have the capacity to have self-awareness, decide to blame everyone else, or worse, that it's okay. They're not doing anything wrong. This leads me to my next point. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is when you are capable of calling yourself out. In other words, it is accountability. Instead of looking towards others to blame, you look within yourself and see what you did, what you can do to better the situation and to react better to your surroundings. A lot of the times you see the most successful people having the most self-awareness. They can check themselves and they can really stay either silent or speak out when they need to speak out, or really pivot whenever they need to pivot because they understand their own behavior. And here's what's sad about a chaotic Chloe. A chaotic Chloe knows that after making an awful decision, there is going to be consequences, and not just consequences to their exterior, but consequences inside their mind. A lot of the times, chaotic Chloes are running from something. They might be running from a trauma that they experienced and are usually the first ones to put excuses up because being accountable and being self-aware is a lot harder. Then that means that you have to deal with the pain. And that's the last thing a chaotic Chloe wants to do. She doesn't want to face the consequences, and she truly prefers living a life of chaos because it's easier for her. It's a way of coping. But then whenever she doesn't see the results that her friends are having, that's when the competition starts, and that's where the emptiness is really going to show. Avoid all of this. They're becoming a chaotic Chloe yourself or attracting chaotic Chloe friends. Really important for you to stay connected to your purpose. Have purpose. Extremely hard for you to look left or right as you're so focused on your own goal. I know your next question. Well, Carla, how do we find our purpose? I'm glad you asked, because I want you to live a life of intention. I want you to have everything you've ever wanted. But if everything you've ever wanted doesn't align with your purpose, that might just mean you have to look within yourself and see if that's really what you want. How does one find purpose? I am a faith-based girly. I found my purpose in Jesus Christ, in God. Saved me from so many things. He directed me to where I am today. I will say that there are other ways that you can find your purpose. This is really when you need to get into books, into reading, and into self-development, self-help. Really get out there more. You have to find your own passion. And usually you find your passion by being around other people, by doing things, just any things, getting involved in your community, participating in working events or events in general for your community to see what fills your cup. Give you a personal example here. I did it all before I became a content creator, a relationship coach, an image consultant. I did it all. I participated or volunteered at hospitals. I was also a preacher for multiple churches. I led youth groups for some time. Involved in multiple honor societies and different research projects with different committees. Try and find my purpose. And with the help of so many people around me and really exposing myself to all of the situations, I was able to find my gift, which was speaking. I love speaking and I love being a good influence. I knew that God was going to use my voice some way, somehow. It wasn't until my first official breakup really sparked something in me to want to lead women in relationships, but that would later transfer into character development. And while you're finding your purpose, for a little bit, you're going to be a chaotic Chloe because you're going to be looking everywhere to try to find and see what fits you. But the purpose is not to stay there. The purpose is to master and grow. As high value women, our job and our duty to ourselves is to be intentional with the decisions we're making, with the people that we're getting involved with. If you find yourself in a position where you're looking left and right and consistently comparing your life to others, and you only get some type of fulfillment when you are gossiping about specific people or pushing other people down, when you don't feel enough, beg you to really consider starting to journal, starting to have moments of meditation, moments of silence, moments of really asking yourself the deep questions of where this hurt is really rooted from. Because I would hate for you to be the next chaotic Chloe that pops off on the news, then for you to be labeled as a homewrecker. I don't want that for you. My ladies are wise. Ladies have it all. They don't have it all right now. I know they will have it all in the future because they learn from people's mistakes. We are here to learn from other people's mistakes, to not make the same ones, instead to make different mistakes. So please, 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 I beg you, on this journey of becoming a high value woman, I ask for you to invest in yourself, even if that means purchasing a gym membership or getting a facial once a week, or not once a week, but once every other week. Just truly being in tune with who you are and figuring yourself out, because not everything is going to be perfect. That's why I made a disclaimer in the beginning that life is life. At some point, the decisions you make are intentional and there will be consequences. Even though the consequences might be small right now, that doesn't mean that the consequences will always be small. You don't know where your life is leading. You don't know if you're going to be in a public position and your reputation will be smashed or slaughtered if you don't start practicing and investing in your character now. Please, I ask of you to invest in yourself. Look within, can be aligned with your purpose. Us as women can create a new community. The reason why there's so much competition out there, it's not even because society's norms. No. It's not even because of that. It's because we're living a life without intention. We're living a life without purpose. People are confused because they're consistently comparing their life to social media. To really create a strong community, you have to look within. I'm here to help you along the way. And there are so many benefits of really walking with purpose and staying focused once you are in that path. One of those blessings is truly being Princess Peace. Because you're at peace within yourself, you're able to give peace to others, to your community. And right now, that's what we need. We need more princess pieces. Ladies who know their worth, ladies who are walking with purpose and who are fulfilling their duty, because everybody has a calling. Even if it's the same one, we're all going to do it differently. A lot of people are chaotic Chloes because they don't have an identity, and it is unfortunate that they live like chaotic Chloes for the rest of their life. And what I'm trying to do here is tell you, no, you need to start living a life of purpose, of focus, of organization. Life is messy enough and it's going to be chaotic regardless. If you want the benefits of peace, of joy, of happiness, of abundance, I truly, truly need you to start living a life without intentional chaos. If you have big plans for yourself, I need you to start acting like it from today. Start today. Start journaling today. Start being intentional. Start with reading books that will help you so that you can stay focused and become Princess Peace. That's all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for listening. Ladies, be wise. Bye.